Take a guess which one's getting an oil change today. Anyways, this is a quick and dirty episode on how to change your oil on your WR250R. Some things to get started. First, you're going to need oil. So WR250R takes the 10W40 motor oil. You also need to swap out the oil filter. I'm using the KN-140 oil filter for the WR250R. That goes in this little thing. It's covered by an oil filter cover. The bolts on that is a 8mm socket. And I have a Zeta oil plug that's magnetic. And that happens to be a 14mm socket wrench. Also, you're going to need a torque wrench. Also good to have is latex gloves and also oil funnel for the oil. But an oil pan is a good thing to have. That's going to catch all the leakage. So this is a quick and dirty oil change. I don't think I'll need to be changing out the O-ring. That said, oil change on WR250R should be every 3,000 miles. I'm doing an oil change because I just replaced my clutch about a week ago, and I've been riding around, so I just want to kind of put in new oil, and this is how you do it. Loosen up the oil drain plug with a 13mm socket. Make sure you have your catch pan positioned. Okay, here we go. That's black gold right there. Probably also good to have a rag handy. You're going to want to make sure you have something to clean off the drain bolt. Look at that. Magnetic drain bolt caught some shavings. It might be from the clutch or something else in the motor. I'm going to go ahead and remove the oil filter cover with the 8mm socket. Also here, probably good to make sure you have your tray positioned.
One, two, I'll put the plug here too. Three.
Let's take this puppy off. Yeah, that's nice and clean, nice and messy. So it's good to clean up this area as best you can. Same with this piece here. That's the old oil filter. Oil plug goes back into the oil pan. So that's Newton meters. This is set to... Now for the K&N oil filter. It's okay, I guess, if you could get these seals a little bit oiled up. So there's two ends to this oil filter. Closed end, open end. Open end goes into the lip of the cover, and the cover goes back on. Okay. These oil filter bolts need to be torqued down to 10 Newton meters. Now it needs some new blood. So according to Google, approximately 1.4 quarts. So I've got my 10W40. So I'll use a full quart and then go about 230 milliliters on the second quart. Looks like a clean funnel. Crack open a pint. Cheers. That's one down. It does look like beer a little. So that's about right. So down the hatch.
Alright.
I think she got her fill. Put the cap back on and then start her up, warm her up, and then check for the oil indicator while she's level. But that's about it. All right, now I put my bike on the stand. Gonna make sure it's level before, and I warmed her up already. It's good to make sure that the oil bubble level indicator has the oil line in between those two notches, and it appears to be so. So all that's left to do is take her for a ride. I finally got a chance to get back out again and take my Supermoto for a spin. So yeah, just getting the oil circulating. Good times, man, good times.